Hello everyone, today we're going to use DESMOS to graph log functions. If you haven't done so already, please download the DESMOS app. It is a free app. You can load it onto your phone, you can load it to your desktop, whatever you need. Okay? Download it and then we're going to begin. Here are the equations that we're going to graph today. We're going to graph common logs, we're going to graph logs with different bases, and then we're going to graph natural logs. We're going to start off with our natural function, our parent function, log of x, and then we're going to graph this one, x plus 1, and then we're going to talk about the difference between these two graphs. So please jot these down real quick. If you need to, pause the video. Let's begin. So we're going to tap on our DESMOS app. And here you'll see, this is where we're going to type in our equations. So we're going to tap in here. And then this will pop up. You're going to go over to functions, and you're going to tap on functions, and you're going to get this menu. Now we're not going to use these functions right now, but I wanted you to know that they're available to you. We also have stats functions, but we're going to concentrate on the miscellaneous functions. So if you notice, we have a lot of things we can do here. We're going to be working with log with a different base, and then the natural log. So we're going to use these three functions to graph log equations. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to tap on log right here. Notice the log function pops up. There is no 10 at the bottom. There's no base at the bottom. It's assumed to be 10 because it's a log. And we're going to type in inside, click inside, and then our keyboard pops up, and we're going to type in log of x. Okay? And notice our graph pops up. Here you can see our x-intercept is 1, 0, and our graph approaches 0 but never crosses it. Okay? If you want to know some points on the graph, we're going to go up and look at a table. So we're going to go up here, and we're going to tap on the little wheel, and then we're going to tap on the little table right below it. Okay, table right below. And here's your table. So that's this function. Notice our x-intercept is 1, 0 here, and it's undefined. Remember, as it approaches 0, it doesn't cross, so it's going to be undefined anywhere below 0. Anything less than 0 is going to be undefined. Suppose you wanted a point. Say I wanted to know the value when x is equal to 5. Then you're going to go up, highlight this square here, and type in 5, and notice that your value changed. So when x equals 5, that's your y value. So let's play around with it a little more. Let's say, okay, what happens when x is equal to 10? When x is 10, y is 1. Okay? When x is 10, y is 1. So that's that function. All right. So let's graph the next function. To do that, you're just going to come down to the 2, highlight that. Notice the keyboard pops up again. You're going to go over to your function, click on function, We're still doing log, and we're going to type in the second function. Notice our parentheses comes up, and we're going to type in x plus 1. Don't forget to close the parentheses. And there's our graph, x plus 1. Notice this is our new one, x plus 1. That's in blue. And this was our parent function. If you notice, it shifted over 1. It shifted to the left. We talked previously about the numbers inside of the parentheses represent a horizontal shift. And this is plus 1. Remember, it's going to be the opposite. This means I'm going to go left 1, which is what happened here. We went left. We started here and we moved over left 1. Now I'm going to give you a minute, pause the video, and I want you to type in the next equation. Log of x plus 1 and see what you get. So let's go over. We're going to come over here, click functions, log. We're going to type in x. We're going to close the parentheses. That's the difference. We're going to close the parentheses and then add 1. Notice it's a different graph. The original graph was the red one. Then this was, when we put the plus 1 in the parentheses, it shifted it to the left. And when we put it outside the parentheses, it shifted up. So numbers outside of the parentheses shifted vertically, up or down. And in this case, it's plus 1, so we went up 1. All right. So now let's get rid of these. And let's talk about logs that have a different base. Take a moment, write these numbers down, write these equations down. Pause the video if you need to. Let's open DESMOS back up. So we're going to type in, we're going to go back to log, our same function. But instead of this one, we're going to use this one, okay? Because our base is it's not a common log, it's a base 3. So we're going to click on this one. And if you notice, it's beeping, it's blinking right where the base is going to be. And in this case, we're going to type in a 3. We're going to click inside the parentheses because we have our base. Now we're going to type in x plus 2. And then we're going to close the parentheses. And that's our function. Okay. Again, if we wanted to, let's type in the next one. So we're going to click in the next one. We're going to move this down just a little bit. Go over here. Click functions. Base 3. So we're going to use this one. We're going to type in a 3. We're going to move back up. Make sure we're inside the parentheses. Notice we typed in our 3 there. Sorry. We're going to type in our x. Close the parentheses. And then we're going to type in plus 2. Okay. Notice, though they appear to be the same, they are indeed 2 different graphs. This one, a number outside the parentheses, represents a vertical shift, so that notice it shifted up. A number inside the parentheses is the blue graph, and it shifted it left. It's always going to be the opposite. If you wanted to see some the tables, remember you're going to click up here for tables. Click this circle. Click on the table. And there are some of your values. If you wanted, I wanted to know when x is equal to, let's say, 6. Type in a 6, and that's my value. Pretty easy. Okay? When you want to get rid of it, you just exit out. Okay? The last thing we're going to do is talk about graphing natural logs. Again, pause the video to copy these functions down, and then we're going to graph them. We're going to reopen DESMOS. We're going to go back, same place, click functions. This time we're going to click on natural logs. ln, I'm going to type in x minus 7, close the parentheses, and I'm going to move it over just a little bit so you can see. Okay, there you go. Notice the graph shifted over this way. Okay, so I'm going to shift to the right 7, and our asymptote set. Pause the video and type the other equation. So we're going to come back here, type functions, natural log, x, close the parentheses, minus 7, and it shifts it down. Okay, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions about graphing logarithms using DESMOS, please contact your teacher.